stretch and flow class. So we're going to start in a seated position. So we're going to have our knees bent, our feet are flat on the floor, and then if you place your hands onto the front of your knees and sort of pull the knees towards you, that will help you lengthen up tall through your spine. Some of you might need to sit on a block or a carpet or a cushion to keep you in that upright position. So if you feel that you're back here, then you need a cushion or you need something to elevate you up. So when you're elevated, that takes the strain out of the hip flexors and then it eases in through the back, so it gives you a little bit more length. So we're holding that nice tall position, and then we're going to inhale through the back of the ribs and then exhale out through your mouth. Imagine your lungs are like balloons. As you inhale, you're trying to fill up the back of the balloon. And exhale. We're going to take that one more time. Breathe in. And exhale. Then we're going to reach the arms out in front of us. Just sweep your right arm over your head to the back of the mat. Take the left elbow against the right knee and press that left elbow back to the wall behind you. Now with your right shoulder, roll your shoulder open. 3 breaths here. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. One more. Breathe in. Exhale. Slowly come to your center, reaching the arms out in front. Lifting up through your left round and back. Taking the right elbow, placing it against that opposite knee. If the elbow doesn't go, you can have the arms straight. Open your left collar, open your left shoulder, breathe in. Exhale out. Breathing in and out. One more. Inhale and exhale. Slowly come back through your center. Place your hands onto the back of your thighs. Walk your hands down your thighs. Rolling down into neutral. Our knees are bent. We've got that space underneath our low back. You're going to reach the arms to the sky. Inhale, lengthen through the back of your shoulders. Exhale, square the shoulders on the mat. Just creating a little bit of alignment through upper body. Inhale, reach. Exhale, draw down. For more challenge, take one leg into tabletop as we lift and lower through the arms. Inhale, reach. Exhale, draw it down. We're going to do one more. Breathing in. And draw it down, lowering that leg and switching to the other side. If you want more challenge in the second set, take both legs into tabletop as you inhale, reach. And exhale, draw your shoulders down. Breathing in for 4. So you do you. Work with an option that suits you. Both legs on the floor, one leg in tabletop or 2 legs in tabletop for the largest challenge. We've got one more. Reaching the arms up to the sky. Exhale, draw your shoulders down. Keeping the legs wherever you have them. Now we're going to scissor through the arms. Exhale. Inhale through the middle. Exhale to scissors. If you have 2 legs in the air and it feels too strong, you can always place one foot to the floor. We're going for 4, 3, 2, and one more. Reach. Inhale, hands to center. Exhale, place your foot to the floor. Lowering your hands down by your side. Take your feet a little bit closer than you normally would. Knees are in line with each other, palms are flat down. We're going into shoulder bridge. We inhale, roll that low back into the mat. Slowly press into the feet and you're peeling the spine up. So it's almost like you're getting that alignment between your knee, hip, and your shoulder. Breathe in on the top. Exhale, soften through your upper body as you roll the pelvis down bit by bit by bit. And then release the hips out at the bottom. Taking an inhale. Exhale, roll, push into the feet, lift the hips high. Breathing in on the top. And then exhale, sink to lower it all down, releasing the pelvis out at the bottom. Taking another breath, rolling to lift. Equal weight through all corners of the feet as we lift. More challenge. Inhale the hands up over the head here. Exhale, lower the spine and the hands back down together. Find your neutral on the bottom. Take your breath. Roll the low back, spine only as you lift up, knees in line with each other. Inhale, hands come to the sky. Exhale, more challenge, leave the hands there, roll the spine down on its own, and then inhale, bring the hands to the floor. So we're breathing in. Exhale, roll the low back, lift the spine up. Maybe you're just keeping your hands by your side, that's fine. Raise the hands up for more challenge. Breathe in. Exhale, lower the spine down by itself, and then inhale, bring your hands to the floor. This time we're going to keep our hands on the floor. We're going to peel the spine up like we just did so the hips come high. Then we're going to inhale, drop your bum down halfway. Exhale, squeeze the butt to lift up. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, squeeze to engage. So we're opening up the front of the hips as we're lifting high. We're using the butt muscles and the back of the thighs to gain that elevation. So we exhale. So we're working all the posterior line here. We're going to go for another 5 and 4. I keep the knees in line with each other. Watch they don't start to span out to the side. 3, 2 more. And 1 more. Left to squeeze. And then lower the spine and everything back into the floor. Roll onto your side from here. We're going to reach the arms out one by one. And as you reach the arms out one by one, notice the alignment of my head. So my head is kind of tilted here in this position. So ideally I want to place a block or a book or a cushion underneath my head. So I'm also going to use, or you can also use your arm. So I'm going to use my arm today. Then I reach my hand out in front. Inhale, take the top arm up to the sky. On the exhale, I'm allowing my head to be cradled by my bottom hand as I reach that arm back in space. I'm breathing into that side rib cage. And then exhale, I gently draw my belly in to come back to touch the floor again. Inhale, top arm to the sky. I'm allowing my ribs to turn back in space as I exhale. Peripheral vision is looking at my hands as I inhale, or my hand. And then exhale, come back into the center. Let's take that one more time. So we breathe in. Exhale, open. Inhale. And exhale, come back into the center. Place that hand into the middle. Keep whatever you have underneath your head. And then from here, just check your heels are in line with your butt. And then we're going to open the top knee for clams and then lowering down. So there's a little click in my hip there as I was lifting up and then lowering down. So that you might notice that, and that's usually the joint just lining up in space. So as long as you have no pain, then you're good to go. And how high you lift with that top high depends on this top hip. So if I lift my top leg higher, my hip is going to roll back in space. So I've kind of lost that parallel left hip on top of right hip. So now it's behind my right hip. So I want to keep that left hip stacked on top of my right hip, and that determines how wide I can take that leg. You can choose to have your hand here as a monitor if you want as well. That's absolutely fine. So we're going to go for 3 more of these. And 2. And 1 more. And lower it down. Now you're going to draw your knee in the direction of your nose and exhale. Push that sole of the foot towards the floor. Inhale, draw it up. Exhale, press it down long. Breathing in and pressing long. Inhale and press. So we've got 5 more of these. 4, 3, and 2 more. Press it down, and final one, and press long. Having your knees stacked on top of each other, use your bottom hand to lift yourself up. Now slide this right leg out in front, so you're coming into the Z-sit position. Taking your right hand down, we're going to lift the hip of that left side that you've just worked, and then lower it back down. Lifting to open on the exhale, and then lower it down. If it's too strong with the arm, bring your hand by your side as you lift to open and lower down. Let's go for another one. And lowering down. Now we're going to switch the legs to the opposite side. Come down on our side, support our head. Use your cushion if you had a cushion on the opposite side. Reach the hand out, breathe in. Exhale, cradling the head as we roll back. If there's a cushion there, that will do that anyway. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hand back to the floor. Keeping the right hip stacked on top of the left. It's the rib that brings us back in space. Breathe in. And exhale through the center. The virtue of the arm opening back in space opens up the lower lobes of the lungs. As you inhale, you access those lower lobes. And then as we exhale, we bring the hands back together. It's a really lovely exercise to encourage efficiency through the lung tissue, through the respiratory system. And then roll back into center. Excellent. Checking the heels are aligned with our butt. Now we're getting into our clams. We're going to open through that top knee and lower down. We use the exhale as we take the knee open and lower down. We're still focusing on our principle of alignment, keeping that right hip stacked over the left and down. Exhaling. We're going for another 5, 5, and 4. So we're working into the lateral hip here. 2, and 1 more, lifting and down. Now we're going to drive that knee to our nose, and then we press the sole of the foot down. Knee to nose and pressing down. So we're working into the hip joint here, strengthening muscles in the front and the back of thigh. And at the same time, I'm still gently drawing in through my center to keep me in that nice neutral position. And press. So imagine you're pushing the sole of the foot down to the wall below you as you press. We'll go for another 4, 4, 3, and 2 more. And final one, pressing long and drawing back to center. Excellent. Relaxing the legs down, using your hand to lift yourself up, and then take that front leg out in front into your Z-sit. And then we come to open out that hip you've just worked as we exhale and inhale lower. Remember, you can take the rainbow arm out if it doesn't suit the shoulder. Just bring it down to the side of the waist as you lift up and lowering down. And how high you come up will depend on your knee joints as well. So you could have both hands here if you're a little bit limited in the knees, and just get that little bit of opening through the hip socket. Last one. And then slowly lower it down. So we're going to come over onto all fours. So we're in a square box position between the heels of the hands. Now I want you to walk your hands 2 hand spaces further forward. We're going to roll onto the top of the knees till we feel the weight in our arms. Then we're going to shift the butt back, so like we're pushing off our hands. So we're rocking forward as we inhale, and then we exhale, press off the hands, kind of like crouching tiger sort of position. And then we pull forward again. So we're inhale, rolling forward, having an effect on our tummy as we come forward. And then we're exhaling, shifting back. The next time we come forward, we're going to stay there. So we're rolling forward to the front of the kneecap. We're opening out the crease of the front of the hip here. Weights in our hands for sure, but we want to feel that our tummy is responding to that position. So our core is active here. It's keeping all the organs inside the tummy. Watch that you don't come too low and you're hanging out of your skeleton. So we still want to be active. So we're drawing in and up, feeling the core working. Feet can be down, or if you prefer to have the legs crossed, that's absolutely fine. We're going to hold for another 5. Keep the collarbones wide, the eye gaze forward. If it's too much, bring the hands back. Just hold in a square box position. Holding for another 3 and 2 and 1. You did it. Well done. Drop back to your heels. Reach the hands out in front. Feel free to modify any move for your own body. So you can fist the hands here or allow the head to find the floor. Maybe the knees are restricted, so you could be here in this position, wherever you can get a rest. And then from there, we're going to come back into a similar spot, but this time we're going to be down at our elbows. We're going to clasp our hands together and we rock forward so the head goes over the fists, and then we gently push back again on our exhale. So we inhale, coming forward, head just comes over the fists. That's where that needs to go in order for you to get that length and that openness through the front of the hips. Dropping back, and then we're going to press forward and stay forward here. So we're holding in this space, feeling that openness through front of the hip. That's it. And we're breathing in and out. So roll the shoulders back. Think about the collarbones opening. Notice if you're gripping your hands for dear life, and then just try and release that, or maybe even just bring the hands into prayer position and breathe in and out. For me, this is harder than when I'm on my straight arms because I'm stronger through my upper body, but here now it's really bringing the challenge into my core. We're going to hold for 10. You can lift the butt higher if you need to back off a little bit. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly shift the elbows back as your butt drops back simultaneously. And this time we'll do a little side stretch. So you just reach your hands to one side of the mat, let your head rest down. Breathe in and out here. And then we'll slowly come to the middle of the mat and we'll switch off to the other side. Resting down, breathing in and out here. Then come back into the middle again. Let's turn ourselves around and we'll keep working through the core now. So we'll come to a seated position, we'll reach the arms out. We're going to inhale to roll through our pelvis, but we're going to come all the way down. Then we reach the arms up over our head. Inhale, take the hands to the sky, and exhale, nod the head, gently drawing the tummy in to lift the body up. If you get stuck on the lift, I'll show you how to support yourself. So we inhale, reach the arms over. If you're getting stuck, take one leg into tabletop as the arms go up on an inhale. Grab that leg, and then exhale, rock your body forward. Breathing into roll, and exhale to reach over. Switch the legs if you're using the legs. Inhale, exhale forward. So that elevation of the leg just helps the low back to release, to allow you to get that engagement of your core. Often it's the stiffness in the back that's limiting you from coming into that full flexion. And when you can't get into the full flexion to lift yourself up, then you're not recruiting your tummy muscles. So a couple of rounds using the leg may be all that you need. So you could maybe try the next one without the legs, and see has that freed up the back for you and created a little bit more recruitment through your tummy muscles. You could even grab the thighs just for that moment if you needed that extra support. We're going to do one more. Breathing in. Exhale, reaching the arms over the head. Inhale, hands to the sky. And exhale, round to lift up. From here, grab the back of the thighs. Roll yourself down and lift your legs into tabletop as you roll down. You're going to take one leg into your center and take the other leg out. Then we switch. So we exhale, exhale, inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale, inhale, inhale. Now draw both knees in towards your chest. Watch me for a moment. Now we're going to change the position of our hands. So we're going to have the right hand to the right ankle and the left hand to the inside of the right knee. So I'm going to lift my head. I'm going to exhale, exhale, inhale, inhale. So I'm just bringing the hands into a specific place. They're on the outside of the ankle, and then the other leg is moving away. And then we go. When you're ready, come with me. So we exhale, exhale, inhale, inhale. Bring the head if it's too much. Exhale, exhale, inhale, inhale. 4 more. Knees into the chest, lowering the head. You should feel the tummy starting to fire up. Now pop your feet onto the floor. Bring the heels closer to your thighs. Palms are down. If you're managing a knee issue, you're just going to do a regular bridge here. Otherwise, we're going to do a single leg. So we take a breath in, keep both feet down for the moment. We exhale, lift the hips up high. If you're watching your knee now, just roll yourself back down. So you're going to do the lift and the lower. Otherwise, you're going to come with me where we take one leg up towards the sky. We lower that heel down. Then we lift it and place it down to swap to the other side. Breathe in. Exhale, lower, lift, inhale down. Exhale, lower, lift, place it down. So note as I'm lifting that leg up and down, I'm keeping my opposing hip nice and high by virtue of engaging my glute. Straight up, lower down, lift to bend. Up, down, lift and lower. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. One more. Some of you are just doing your traditional up and down bridge. Opposite side. Lowering the legs, staying here for a moment, breathing in. And now exhale, roll everything back down into the floor. So everybody joins me here at the base in neutral. From here, turn onto your side. Reach your right arm long. Using that right arm as a base of support for your head to rest on. We're going to do an outer thigh leg lift where we inhale, lift up, pulling the toes to your nose, and then exhale, lower it down. Breathe in to lift it up. Exhale to lower it down. So we've got articulation this time here through the ankle. Watching as I lift the leg, I'm not flicking the leg up super high. So I'm coming about a 45-degree angle because that's what supports my hip joint. Often, sometimes you see this move this way, swinging the leg really high. That's actually going to damage your hip joint. So we only want to come about 45 degrees. When we come up to that 90 degree, then we're jamming the head of the femur into the hip socket. So we really want to encourage efficiency and support through all our joints. So let's go for another 3. Inhale up, exhale down. 2, and down. And one final one. I know you're feeling that in the outside of the thigh. And then lower it down. Now watch for the change. We inhale, come halfway up. We exhale, bring the bottom leg to meet it, and we lower down together. Keep the foot still this time. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze those inner thighs and lower it down together. Keeping the eyes on the horizon, out in front of you, so you want to avoid looking at your feet. And lowering down. And then you can just check that you're not too far forward with that upper body. I think I was a little bit forward. So we're imagining that our alignment is just like we're standing up. And then lower down. So we're really tall and straight. We've got 3 more here. So we're involving that inner thigh connection now. Last 2 outside of the thigh should be speaking to you now, or maybe shouting to some of you. 1 more and lower down. Well done. Bring that knee forward and then just tap it out a little bit there just to ease out that muscle. And we'll take the bottom leg now and lift it up and lower it down. And again, note I'm not lifting super high. I'm just lifting about 2 or 3 inches from the floor. And I'm really trying to target my upper inner thigh. So imagine the lower leg isn't there and we're just working on that upper inner thigh. We're exhaling as we lift it up and then lower it down. And you can choose to have this hand resting on the thigh or maybe out in front of you. You can imagine as we're lifting this bottom leg that you're lifting the leg through thick wet sand. So you're really trying to target those inner thigh muscles. We're going to go for another 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, and we've got 1 more left in us. Lift up 1 more and lower it down. Great job. Okay, from there we're going to roll onto our back. Before we go to the other side, we're going to straighten this leg up. If we have a band, pop it around the top of your foot or a scarf. Otherwise, you can hold on to the front of your track bottoms like this. If you have the flexibility, bring your hand to the back of the thigh. So we're looking for a straight leg. So if you don't have the flexibility, your knee will be in here like this. So you're not going to get a stretch in the thigh if the knee is bent. We need the leg to be straight. So do what you need to in order to get that straight. So like I said, that might be just holding onto the track pants here. And then we're just going to breathe in and out for a breath or 2. Maybe you've got your scarf or your band. If your leg is shaking like crazy, that means that you've stretched too far too soon. So just come out of this leg and just stretch the other leg for a moment, because the receptors in the leg are trying to protect your leg from overstretching. Then from there, we're going to let that leg come out to the side. You can use your hand as a pillar to support it as it comes out to the side, or obviously if you have your belt or your strap supporting it, that can be a little bit easier. Slowly come to center, move the left leg out of the way a little bit and allow this leg to come across the body. You can help it with the other hand, and that will give you a big stretch on the outside of your thigh. For some of you, that might feel stronger if you're tight in this area. So you might want to bend the knee a little bit if it's very strong, and that will just reduce the tension that you have there. And then slowly come to the center. Excellent. Okay, we're going to come, lift your legs to tabletop, so roll yourself to your seated position. Swing your legs off to the other side, or take yourself there in whatever way works for you. And then we'll come back down into this nice sideline position, supporting your head with your hand or your cushion. We lift the leg on an inhale, then we exhale, point the toes. Breathing in and exhale down. So really working into the outer thigh now on the opposite side. Lifting and lowering. Inhale and down. So adding that articulation of the foot is really lovely. So we walk around on the feet all day, so it's nice to just give a little bit of freedom and a little bit of movement into the ankle joint here. We'll go for another 3, breathing in and exhaling. 2 and final 1. Inhale and lower down. Now let's add the inner thigh. So we don't come as high this time, so we just come halfway up And then we exhale, bring the bottom leg to meet it, and we lower down together. Inhale, magneting the two inner thighs together and lower down. Breath in, exhale down. Breathe in. So it's like you've got two moves on the exhale. You lift up to activate the inner thigh and lower down. Breathe in, exhale. We got 5 more, and I'm really feeling that into the side body residue from those outer thigh leg lifts as well as the inner thighs. We've got another 4, 3, 2 more, and final 1, and lower it down. Bring that knee out in front, let it rest on the floor, tap out that hip that you just worked. Bottom leg super straight here, and lift that inner thigh and lower it down. So again, looking for that work coming from the upper leg. So if you pull the toes to your nose, just to keep the ankles still, then that will avoid you kind of trying to work from the ankle. Sometimes people kind of lift from the ankle. So we really want to lift from the inner thigh. So forget the lower leg is even there, and just work from that upper seam of the inside of the trousers. Let's exhale as we come up and down. The rest of the body is nice and still, so we don't need any gripping in the rest of the body. We've got 5 more. And 2, and final 1, lift and lower down. Great. Okay, roll onto your back and we'll get that stretch into the opposite leg. So we'll take the leg up in the air that you just worked, hands behind it, use your strap or your belt so you know what to do here from the other side. So be careful you don't come too close too soon. So breathing in and out. I'm feeling a little bit tighter on my left side than my right. So it's quite common for your body to have different mobility from right to left because we use our body in a different way from right to left side as well. So let's let that left leg come out to the side, pillar the bottom hand if you were just using your hand. You could also hold on to the track bottom if you needed a little bit more support, or use your band or your scarf. Breathing in, slowly come to the center, moving the right leg a little bit out of the way and let that left leg come across. So we're getting that stretch, and you can help it with your hand, and of course bend the knee if you need to reduce the tension in that outside of the thigh. Breathing for another breath, and then slowly return back to the center, placing that foot onto the floor. From here, we're going to reach our arms up towards the sky. We're going to take our right leg into tabletop, and then let's imprint, squash the low back gently to the mat and take the second leg in tabletop. If you can move back into neutral and you know you have the core strength to do that, do that. Then we're going to take our hands onto the back of your thighs. If you're in that imprint, your knees are closer. If you're in your neutral, your knees are out there. So I'll do the imprint option, the easier option with you. Hands are on the back of your thighs. We're going to take an inhale breath. And on the exhale, we're going to rock forward. We're going to inhale here in this nice long spine, like we're in a V-sit position. And then we're going to exhale, keeping the hands on the thighs, slowly lower ourselves back down to where we came from. So we're breathing in. Exhale forward. Inhale and exhale, lowering down. Breath in. Exhale forward. Inhale and lowering back down. For more challenge, we're going to take the hands away. If you have enough challenge, stay with that version. We take a breath in. On the exhale, the hands come down. We rock forward. Keep the hands away from the legs. Staying in that V balance. Breathe in. Exhale slowly. Lower back down to where you came from. Breathe in again. Exhale, nod and fold. Modified teaser. Breathe into balance. And then exhale to lower down. So we're working into tummy. We've got 2 more. Breath in. Exhale, forward. More challenge. Inhale, take the hands over the head here. Exhale, lower it down. Breathe in. Exhale, forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lowering down. And inhale, back to your start. Well done. Gently draw the knees into your chest. Maybe create some circles through that back of pelvis. Knees stay together. And then reverse, going the opposite direction. So from here, we're going to rock ourselves forward. Okay, so from here, we're going to turn around onto all fours. So we come into a square box position. We're going to reach the right hand forward and the left hand forward, just one hand space. Then shift your weight forward so that your shoulder, wrist and elbow are in line with the hand. Take your right foot back and then follow with your second foot. So you're coming out to this long, straight plank. If straight away that's not working for your wrists or your core or your back, drop your knee to the floor. If it's still not working for your wrists, come down onto your elbows. So wherever you are, we're going to hold that position for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest on knees. Drop back to the heels. Find a shell stretch that suits you, using the fists if needed. And take a big breath in and out there. And then from here, we're going to come down onto our belly. We're going to reach the palms one on top of the other. Your feet are in a V shape behind. Let your head rest onto your hands. Take an inhale breath. On the exhale, push into the hands and just lift the upper body up. And then gently lower back down. And that should feel pretty easy for you as you lift up. We're working into the upper and mid back. Now we're going to challenge the body more here. So think about the pubic bone pressing into the earth. Your belly gently drawing away from the mat, but physically it's in contact, but internally you've got that connection through core. And see this time, can we take the hands with the head? You won't come as high. And then lower it back down. So now we're working upper, mid and lower back. If you come too high, you're going to feel it in the low back as a pinch. So be careful that we're not coming too high. Pressing the pubic bone into the floor, drawing the belly in and up. We exhale, lift for 4. Notice I'm not coming very high. 3 and 2 more. And 1 more, lifting up. And lowering back down. From here, we're going to stay in this lying down position. We've got our knees as wide as the mat here. We're going to bend the feet and place the heels together. So I'll turn the view around so you can see. So the knees are wide and the heels are placed together. The upper body is resting down onto the floor, head rests down. Then imagine there's a blueberry between the ankles or between the heels. And you exhale, press against the heels. And then you inhale, release. Exhale, press into the heels and release. For more challenge, if your back is feeling good, as you press the heels in, you might be able to view this better in this aspect. See, can you lift the knees up and then release back down. Press and lift the knees and release back down. That's a very strong version. So if you were challenged in your back when you were doing swan dive, I'd advise not doing the knee lifting. So take the option that works for you. So we squeeze, maybe we do a knee lift and then release. Exhale, squeezing and releasing. So we're going to do 4 more. Keeping the head relaxed if you can. 3.
and 2. And final one, squeezing in and releasing. Lengthening the legs out. You might want to adjust them in a little bit. And then just rock the ankle or the heel. Just rock it from side to side. So you're just getting a little bit of releasing all the way up through the back into the spine. And then hands either side of our ribs, and then we come up onto all fours. We're going to take our right leg, step it out in front, move it and help it if you need to. Bring your hands onto the top of the knee, and then allow this back hip to reach forward. Hold onto a wall if you need extra balance. Maybe your hands or fingers are touching the floor. We're breathing in like we want to really open up that front hip on our left side. And then as we exhale, think about really your foundations. So think about pressing deeply into that foot as if it's rebounding you from the floor. You can have your elbows resting onto the knee here. Breathing in and exhale. And one more breath. Breathe in. And exhale. Slowly walking that leg back. Help it along if you need to. And let's switch to the other side. And we'll allow ourselves to get into that low lunge, letting the right hip press down to wherever is comfortable for you. And then we breathe in and out. And one more breath, breathe in. And exhale. Okay, just watch me for a moment. I'm going to show you a more challenging version to get to the floor. If you know you're not going to do that challenging version, take that front leg back to meet the back knee and just turn around and lie on your back. Otherwise, bring your hands into the center like I've done here. Tuck your back foot under, so you lift the back knee and then step that leg in front. Drop your bum down, release the hands, and then slowly lower yourself down onto the mat. So remember, you do you, you know what you're capable of doing and how you're going to move your body safely to lying down. So that's just an extra little challenge. So from here, we're going to place one hand on the belly, one hand on the collarbone. So your fingertips are on the chest and the collarbone. And then just letting those hands rest just nice and softly there. And take a deep breath into your belly. And exhale out. Deep breath into the belly. And exhale. Deep breath in. And exhale. As you breathe in, you should feel that you're filling the lower hand first, or rising at the lower hand first and then rising at your collarbone second. And then as you exhale the air out, the collarbone releases down and then the belly releases. So we breathe into the belly first, collarbone second, and we exhale, collarbone melts, and then belly melts. So you can take a couple of breaths like that. When you feel you're getting that access into the belly, you can just release the hands away. And we'll take 3 more deep breaths together, breathing in. And exhale. Breathing in. And exhale. And final breath, breathing in. And exhale. And then whenever you feel ready to move out of this position,
Just create some movement in your hands and maybe your feet. But some of you might choose to stay here for a little bit longer. So I'm going to put some music on for another 2 minutes, so you can choose to stay with your breath for that little bit longer. I will see you next time. And remember, if you're going to stay a little bit longer in the breath, when you're ready to come out, create that movement through the hands and feet and just bring your breath back to a normal breath pattern to get yourself ready to come up from the floor. It's a good idea to turn onto one side and take a moment and then elevate yourself to a seated position.